BasketsTalk mit Sean Marshall. Sean Marshall obviously being with us for around about a week now.
Yep.
Let's have a quick review of those last 7 days. Talk about those around about 36 hours of you coming into Bonn, going to the arena, and then having the game we had last week. Talk about those 36 hours stretch.
I mean, that's been the big question since I've arrived here so far. What it was like. Well, it was extremely difficult. Getting off the plane and going through the medical examinations like you usually do when you get to a first team, but then going into practice right away and meeting my teammates for the first time, trying to pick up the plays, learn how my teammates function on the court, and trying to introduce myself to the team as well. It was a challenge for sure. Then the next morning, having one shoot around and then going into the game, I didn't know what to expect. I knew that I wanted to try to be myself and show the team the things I had to offer and try to help us win, and whatever I needed to do, I was going to try to do that. Personally, I think it went okay. Obviously, I wish it would have went better to equal a win, but that's what the week of practice was for this week, and I think we did a good job on focusing on some of the things that we need to strengthen and continuing to progress in the things that we do well, and feel pretty good going into this weekend.
Of the following three, what was the hardest last weekend? Remember your new teammates' names? Remember the set plays? Or not falling asleep due to the jet lag?
Not falling asleep. Honestly, my eyes were burning during the game, and I had to tell myself, no, you're okay, don't worry about it. But my eyes were burning because I was so tired. So that was the hardest thing. I'm pretty good with names, so I had to ask Gino a couple times, like, oh, what's that guy's name? But I think the only person's name I asked to know was Flo. So, but once somebody told me it was Flo, then I was like, oh, that's an easy name. So that was everybody else I remembered. But for sure, being tired, playing a basketball game was the first time that that's ever happened to me in my life, and now I can say that I experienced that. So yeah, that's about it.
You got that off of your list
exactly,
now.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, you told me I gotta get dressed. I gotta get my legs back.
Yeah.
How did that fit with trying to get to know stuff, get to know the place, get to know the team, and working hard at the same time throughout that whole week as a preparation for the Kreuzheim game?
I feel pretty good now. Starting to get my legs back underneath me. I could actually feel the change from the beginning of practice till now. Just starting to feel more comfortable, not only physically but also mentally, and learning where I can be effective on the court, where I can help the team. I always try to focus not just on myself, but the places where the team lacks certain things, and I try to plug myself in there to try to help us become a better team. So I've been trying to dissect the little parts of our team that are our weaknesses, and just trying to say, hey, how can I help better that situation so that we can be more successful. So I feel pretty good going into this week. I think we improved for sure, and it's going to be great to go out there and show everybody what we worked on all week. And now that me and Yancey are starting to get a good rhythm going in with the rest of the guys, I think it's going to be a good improvement from last week.
Give me an inside look. You already touched the subject, those little things that didn't work well so far, or where you feel that you could fill that gap. Give me an example or two of what exactly do you mean by that, and is that something, or is this, or might those filling of the gaps be the key to winning the game versus Kreuzheim?
I can give you two examples just right off the top of my head. Defensively, the first thing that I noticed was we need to be more vocal. Talking on the court to your teammates is very important when you're playing defense, communication. So throughout my first couple of days, I realized that there wasn't one guy or two guys who were always yelling, because when I was younger, it was like, and I was playing on a team with a guy who was always talking. I was like, why does this guy always talk? He's always talking, he's loud. But that guy always helped me, you know what I mean? Like, if you're on the backside and you're directing, hey, this is happening there, this is happening there, this is happening there, it helps your teammates become more aware. So that's the one thing that I've improved on throughout my career. So I'm always trying to talk and be vocal out there on the defensive side. So that's what I'm trying to bring for that side of it, the game. And offensively, the one thing I noticed was it was a team full of good shooters, with Rod and with Jimmy and with Langston and Aaron with the 4 position. So I understood that throughout any game on a basketball team, you need balance. So I think I bring a good balance. I can play inside, I can play outside. I have tack off the dribble and create for my teammates. So I think that I'll bring a new element to the team, and hopefully it'll work out for us.